10 years ago, one of my personal favorite shows began, Gotham. And recently, with HBO's new show Penguin right around the corner, I look back and wonder if this show still holds up. What originally was meant to be a look at the early days of Gotham's most notorious, and the man himself, James Gordon, also had the beginnings of the legend, the Dark Knight. Thinking on this show again, I asked myself 3 questions, the last of which being, did this portrayal of Bruce Wayne deserve to don the cape and become Batman? Hello and welcome back to Television Tuesday, the show where we talk TV on Tuesday and tell you all about it. I'm your host Garrett, and today I talk Gotham. So in today's video I will not be recapping the original show of Gotham, but when I went back to rewatch the show, like I mentioned in my intro, I did have 3 questions. Obviously the last of which was, did Bruce Wayne deserve to become Batman by the end of this show? And to get to that answer, I'll pose my first question to you. Who were the characters around him, and what did they offer him? Jim Gordon is the obvious first step, in showing Bruce detective work and honor, and really guiding him through some of these major events in his life with problem-solving skills and morality, and what justice is. Another being Alfred, who shaped a lot of his personality through his formative years, and honestly was somebody that, throughout the show, pushed Bruce in directions that Bruce didn't want to go in, and made him think about situations in very different manners. Next, we have Selina, who, while being the character's main love interest, also brings Bruce into Gotham for the first time, allowing Bruce to kind of see what goes on in regular life, and also is kind of his first step in the door to the crime industry. Then we get into characters like the Galavans, who obviously were the main antagonists of Season 2, but also showed Bruce how to deal with some of these criminals, and deceptive tactics, how to lie in situations and work people to get what you want from them, because the Galavans tried to do that to Bruce the entire time. And it honestly ended up being a good teaching moment for his character. And then you've got people like Jerome and Jeremiah, who showed Bruce that Gotham needed saving, and that there was something not right about people that he felt responsible to take power from. And overall with these characters, there's a ton of examples of Bruce, especially in the early seasons, getting these reaction shots to people saying or doing things in front of him that led to Bruce being like, oh, that is an interesting point. It almost made me think of like from the Telltale games where like, Bruce will remember this. Because honestly, I think one of my favorite examples is the first time that Theo Galavan is brought back to life and he becomes Azrael. You see him running away from the cops in his hooded outfit and he's doing all this crazy tricks in this dark building, and you get this shot of Bruce just kind of looking up like, oh, I could do that. This leads me into my next question, which, for Batman as a whole, you know he is guided mostly by his mission, the Dark Knight's crusade. And my next thought was, does Bruce really have that push? And the simple answer is yes. But honestly, this show has such an interesting narrative push for how that crusade comes to light. And I'll take it more from the top down than how it's presented in the show. It starts at the very top with Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows, who are pushing this prophecy and this foretold destiny on Bruce for him to be this Dark Knight and this hero that Gotham needs. But coming down from that was also kind of involved in the Court of Owls, who are directly responsible for his parents' death, who outside of the regular criminal world showed there's corruption within his own rights, and the rich and the elite are not to be trusted. Stepping down from there, you do have Bruce interacting with multiple criminals in the show, like Penguin and Riddler, and a lot of this phenomenal cast that's in the show that really give Bruce the inside factor of like, oh, yeah, things aren't right. Maybe I should give my part in doing something for this. And a step down from there, his own father, Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne, you learn, dealt with many of Bruce's enemies within the show, like the Court of Owls and the corrupt board of Wayne Enterprises, and even Carmine Falcone himself, who was a major player within the show. And all of these factors led to Thomas Wayne building his own case against them. And what I will say is, one of the few scenes you see in the show with Bruce interacting and getting into the Batcave, and some of those early teases to him potentially becoming the Dark Knight toward the end of the show, Thomas Wayne leaving that letter for Bruce was probably one of the more important moments in this crusade beginning, because he already wanted to figure out what happened to his parents. But knowing that his father had already started the mission before he even died really pushes Bruce. And finally, with the Order of Saint Dumas, who claimed that Bruce Wayne's family was this evil early family of Gotham that deserved to be punished. Bruce really sees this moment as like, there are years of stuff that was corrupt before I even was born that I feel responsible in taking care of. I see the insane criminals like Jerome, people of influence like the Court of Owls, and all of these people I'm going to take responsibility for, and I will stop them. This leads me into the final question. of does Bruce Wayne deserve to be Batman in Gotham? And I'll give it to you with some simple answers. He is guided down a moral path by many of his peers throughout the show, being Jim Gordon, or Selina, or Alfred, or even Tommy Elliott, who shows Bruce how to be the side of Batman that isn't Batman, but Playboy billionaire Bruce Wayne. And while some of this may have been a little odd in the show, it is a good moment for Bruce to know. Much like when he's first breaking into the boat and Alfred's like, oh, you're not a very good actor. Over the course of the show, he also gains much knowledge into the criminal enterprise world that is already up and running in Gotham. And all of the knowledge and learning and the dedicated effort that Bruce puts in over his time in the show only further sets it off for him to be Batman, even before the 10-year jump. Because I think one of my biggest thoughts going in was, does the 10-year jump make him Batman? Or is he ready to be Batman and then knows that he has to go away for 10 years? Before the 10-year jump, he does do a lot of Batman-related things. As early as, I believe, season 3, Lucius Fox gives him his rock climbing gear. He starts very early. A lot earlier than I would have anticipated for a show like this. And overall, by the time he goes on his 10-year journey, I genuinely feel like this iteration of Bruce Wayne had it in him. He showed throughout the entire show that he wasn't just kid detective Bruce Wayne, but he was the Bruce Wayne that was preparing to be a Batman. We see it even later in the show, especially in like season 5 when he is more particularly donning the suit, that this is a Bruce Wayne that went away for 10 years to perfect and hone his craft, but could have stayed in Gotham and built himself up with no issues. This Bruce Wayne is Batman. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this show, Television Tuesday. We've also got our sister show, Studio Cinema Saturday. We've got plenty of great episodes like Deadpool vs. Wolverine, The Boys, House of the Dragon, and a whole bunch of film and TV content waiting for you. While you're at it, we are filmmakers here at Studio 24, so you should please go check out some of our short films. We have a big special event coming up in October with Studio 24 Horror Month, where we've got a few good short films coming out straight through Halloween. And while you're waiting, you should go check out our friends over at Sloth Cinema and their new film, Michael's Not Real. Thanks for watching.